This movie fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Terminator is back my ass. Um, Man, they really, really need to stop making Terminator movies. Um, this one, honestly, I wouldn't. I don't know if I would say this is the worst. I'll say it's the most forgettable one that might make it the worst because even Salvation was more memorable, and I don't even like Salvation, to be honest. I was like, the difference with this and Salvation was Salvation. I was looking forward to it, and I was disappointed by it. This one, I didn't give a crap about it. Saw it anyway, and it was what I thought. It was blah. It was it sucked. Um, so I don't know which one's worse. I'll say, honestly, Salvation got a few things right, not much, but I don't know. I mean, if you had to put a gun to my head and say, "Oh, pick which one to watch," honestly, I think I will watch Terminator Salvation. To be honest, and I don't even like Terminator Salvation. Um, but this movie, okay, first of all, you have fucking Jai Courtney as Kyle Reese, and nothing like Kyle Reese. He's supposed to be a soldier, a wise soldier. Kyle Reese is supposed to be a smart soldier. You see that in the original film. Michael Biehn, he was great as Kyle Reese. He was wise, he was intelligent, and he was brave, and you rooted for the guy. He was likable. And even Terminator Salvation, even they got Kyle Reese right. I mean, he was a teenager, but you still had that. The whole thing. He was wise, just like Michael Biehn was, and Anton Yelchin did a good job in Terminator Salvation. He's one of the few good things about that movie. They actually got Kyle Reese right. This, he's just generic. He's boring, and he's kind of bitchy. He's like, I don't like. He bitchy to Sarah Connor. I don't like that you're hanging out with the T-800. We shouldn't trust him. Which is not trusting the machine is. That idea is good, but the way they do it is fucking stupid. He's like, I don't like him. He's like a fucking. He acted like a boyfriend who hates, like a guy who hates his girlfriend's dad. I don't like him. He's always in that business. Fucking Jai Courtney. Fuck you. He was terrible in this movie. And what is it with him in fifth installments? If they want to kill a franchise, hey, let's get Jai Courtney. Let's get him to do Die Hard 5. He'll kill a franchise. Or hey, let's get him to do this movie. It's a fifth installment. Let's kill him. Oh shit. If a fifth installment comes out soon, I guess if they want to kill the franchise, let's get Jai Courtney. But I didn't give a crap about him in this movie. Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor. I like Emilia Clarke in Game of Thrones, but I gotta be honest, she did nothing in this movie. She's no Linda Hamilton. I understand her character is different from Sarah Connor and in the original film. It makes more sense than Kyle Reese in this movie because Kyle Reese is supposed to be pretty much the same. He's a soldier coming into the past. He's supposed to be wise and shit. Jack Courtney didn't do that. Fucking Kyle Reese written all badly in this movie. But I can understand. Okay, she knew about everything when she was a little girl when the Terminator saved her life. But I didn't buy her as tough. I mean, she didn't come off as tough at all. I mean, I just felt she was miscast. She didn't do a horrible job, but she did feel miscast. I didn't buy her as Sarah Connor at all. Especially this version. I understand what they were going for, but she didn't pull it off at all, to be honest. And then, of course, you have Arnold back. I'm sorry to anyone who liked this movie, especially if you liked Arnold in this movie, but let's be real. He's fucking old, and him as Terminator, even in the Terminator age and skin, it's just like, yeah, but he still was making jokes about how he was getting old and shit, and the whole thing, like how she calls him Pops, was stupid. I know he's like a father to her, but like fucking, like even like in Terminator 2 when John sees um the Terminator as a dad, he didn't call him Pops. And you have that stupid scene in this movie where like I said like it comes off, this whole relationship with Sarah, Kyle, and the Terminator comes off as a boyfriend, girlfriend, and the girlfriend's dad. They're competing against each other how to reload the weapon. Like, what the fuck are we watching this? This is stupid. This was dumb. And I hated the freaking bad boy skit. Bad boys, what you gonna do? That was retarded. And Arnold always smiling. Bad boys, the stupid mugshot. That was fucking retarded. And he's mostly cracking jokes in the movie. There's a scene where Sarah tells him, bite me, and later in the movie, a guy's yelling at Arnold. He says, bite me. I'm like, ha ha ha, whatever. You have the T-1000 in there. I thought the T-1000 was pointless, to be honest. Why was the T-1000 there other than fan service? He didn't do much. I mean, he appears. I gotta admit, the special effects in the T-1000 aren't that bad. They're okay. Most of the CGI in this movie is fucking terrible. I'll get to that. But the actor, who played the T-1000, he was Storm Shadow. Nothing about him was intimidating at all. I mean, and then once, like, he doesn't have many lines. He speaks, like, I think once or twice. When he opens his mouth, I'm just like, I can't take you seriously, man. You're not threatening at all. I don't care if you're a ninja in G.I. Joe. You're not threatening in this movie. And he comes off as a bitch in this movie. I mean, he's always getting his ass kicked. I mean, like, he tries to attack Kyle Reese. He kills 2 cops. And he's about to kill another one, but Kyle Reese saves his life. And then you have Sarah Connor coming in and saving the day, and she says, "Come with me if you want to live." We gotta have that fucking line in all the movies. And he chases them. He fails, and then later, not even 5 minutes later, he comes back with the cop car, and then he jumps at them. He fails again, and they shoot at his cop car, and then they drive away. And then he comes after them again in the warehouse, and he gets killed. Spoiler alert. And that's it. I'm like, why are you even in here, T-1000? Other than just fucking fan service. You have Jason Clarke as John Connor. Which I still don't fucking know why they spoiled the whole thing where he's a Terminator in the trailer. Because the way that it's done in the movie, it could have been a great twist. It could have been... Because it plays off like, okay, he's good. And then maybe the Arnold Terminator is a bad guy. That would have been interesting. But you already know what's going to happen. So all the stuff that happens before it's revealed doesn't fucking matter at all. So that's a moment that's thrown out the window because of stupid marketing team. But the CGI, I want to go back to that actually. The CGI for the most part is bad. There was one parts where it's decent, like I said, the T-1000 special effect. I thought that was decent. I didn't mind that, to be honest. It wasn't that bad looking. and the young Arnold Terminator, when he goes back in 1984, and he does the whole they redo the scene with the punks, which whatever, it was better than the original. But the CGI, I would say the CGI on the young Arnold did look pretty good. And then he fights the old Arnold. And then once they start fighting, the CGI goes bad. The fight is fucking pathetic. It looks like a fucking video game. And the old Arnold is getting his ass kicked. And then you have Sarah Connor. She kills the Terminator. The evil Terminator from the original. Like, easily. Like, what the... It's like... She just kills him and that's it. You know? Like, bye. That's all we needed. You know, it just felt weak. Like, that's it? That's how you kill him in one shot? You know, the evil Terminator that was, like, almost impossible to kill in the original. They just shoot it at once and that's it. Like, really? That's fucking weak. And you have this stupid shit where you see the point of view of her rifle, of her gun. And then the Terminator music's playing like dun, 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 dun. And you have this stupid cheesy shit where Arnold's looking at her and he puts his thumbs up. I'm like, while the fucking Terminator music is playing, like, really? It's fucking retarded. But the main villain is John Connor as the Terminator, and he gets turned into the Terminator because of Doctor Who, which is just a extended cameo. Well, he's gonna be more involved with the sequel. There ain't gonna be no fucking sequel. This movie's flopping. I'm glad it's flopping. Fucking killed the franchise already. I wonder why it's flopping, because no one gives a fucking shit about Terminator anymore. Terminator, it's time, it's come and gone. It peaked with Terminator 2, and didn't do another movie for 12 years. T3 underperformed. Salvation flopped, and after Salvation flopped, that should have been the fucking memo. Hey, let's not do any more Terminator movies. You know, maybe people don't care, and they said, no, we're gonna make, you can do all this, bring Arnold back, yay, even though he's old. And guess what? It still fucking flopped. It made less than Terminator Salvation. That should be the fucking reality check. That no one gives a shit about Terminator anymore. It's done with. The movie's probably not gonna make $100 million in the U.S. alone. That's pretty bad. But that's a different discussion. You know, Jason Clarke is John Connor. He wasn't great. As a villain, he was okay. But he just wasn't memorable. I mean, the only thing that was memorable about him as a villain, the fact is John Connor, and we know that John Connor is supposed to be the hero of the world, but he's a Terminator now. Just that fact makes him memorable by default, but him just a villain, as just a villain, he's not that great. You know, Jason Clarke did the best he could. He was just there, to be honest. I will say he was better than Christian Bale. That kind of hurts me to see, but Christian Bale, he just fucking bored throughout Salvation. At least I feel like Clarke was kind of gave a shit, so I'll give him that over Bale. I think the best part about the movie was the J.K. Simmons as a cop who kind of figures out this whole time travel thing. His younger version was the cop that Kyle Reese stayed in 1984. You know, they're skipping through, they're going through time. There's a scene where Sarah and Kyle go to 2017 because that's where that's the year that the new Judgment Day is supposed to happen. Genisys and all that shit. And so, whatever. The action, honestly, it wasn't all that great. I mean, the only action that I kind of liked because I mean, I really didn't. Not that I liked it, but it was like, oh well, it's just okay. Was the action scene in the beginning when you see the war in the future? I liked that they actually showed the laser guns. That was cool. And how the time machine worked in the future. Okay, that was interesting to see. But and how they talked about like, okay, if the war ends, what do we do? What do we do with our lives? You know, that all that stuff was interesting. But I'm sorry, the CGI of the Terminator it looked fucking terrible. Um, um, the future itself, it looked way too freaking clean. Everybody's like wearing like black leather coat, not coats, but whatever the hell they were wearing. Um, there's a scene where like you actually see a Terminator skeleton driving a truck. I'm like, that looks fucking retarded, and the CGI looks terrible. CGI in Terminator 3 looked better. Everybody shits in that movie. I like Terminator 3 better. I'm sorry. That's Terminator 3. This isn't the real Terminator. Fuck you, James Cameron. You like Terminator 3 when that came out. Oh, now you backtrack or some shit like that. Anyway, I don't hate James Cameron, by the way. I like James Cameron, but just because this movie has his endorsement doesn't mean it's good. I mean, he liked Terminator 3 when that came out, but everybody's still shit on that. So his opinion doesn't matter. And of course, it has Arnold in it. Of course, he's gonna see it's good. He wants to help him out. But there was nothing to the action. It's all forgettable. The chase with the bus, when the T-1000 chases them, the whole fight. It's just there's nothing. The action scene in Terminator 3 with the crane was done much better. I would say even the action scene in Terminator Salvation with Kyle Reese and Sam Worthington get chased by the motorcycle Terminators and the big giant Terminator, like the Transformer like Terminator, and when they get attacked by that plane thing, the whole chase scene was done better than anything in this movie. So McGee actually did the action better than fucking Alan Taylor. That's kind of embarrassing to say for Alan Taylor. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I said J.K. Simmons kind of got sidetracked in that. I liked him in the movie. I thought he did a good job. He wasn't in it that much, and you think they set him up like he's gonna be important throughout the rest of the movie, but he just leaves and that's it. He's gone. Oh, he's gonna be in the sequel. There is no fucking sequel. You should have taken your opportunity to make him important in this movie, and you didn't. You sacrificed that for a sequel, which is never gonna be made. And then you have Miles Dyson in the movie. He just did for fan service again, like the T-1000. And he just, I don't even think he has any lines in the movie. He's gonna be the sequel. There's no sequel. Even the climax is weak of this movie. It's the weak. I'll say, if this movie ain't the weakest of the franchise, I'll say it probably is. To be honest, thinking about it after I saw it last week or 2 weeks ago. I saw it 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'll say this is the weakest. This is the most forgettable one. This has the weakest action. This has the worst effects. The special effects in Terminator Salvation look better, even in T3, even in T2. The climax of this movie is so weak. There's nothing to it. And the T-800 defeats Okay, he defeats the John Connor Terminator. And then he goes into, you think he's dead. He goes into the liquid metal, and he gets morphed into like the T800 smashed with the T1000, so he has like the liquid metal, and is a part of him. And he goes on with Sarah Connor and Carter Reese. They go off in the distance. They have a hat. Now they're gonna be all happy family. And I'm thinking, wait a fucking minute. And they destroyed Genisys in this movie. Unless you count the end credit scene, but they think it's over. They think, and you're thinking, wait a minute. Why are they keeping Arnold? Doesn't that still affect the future? Because remember in Terminator 2 at the end, after they killed the T1000, Arnold said, "No, there's still one more chip. It has to be destroyed. It's in here because we need to secure the future. Anything necessary." And in this movie, they said, "No, fuck it. Let's keep Arnold. He's the dad. Fuck it." It's fucking retarded. In this movie, since John Connor is not the leader anymore, after they killed him, they make it out to be like Kyle Reese gonna be the leader, because they see him as a kid, and then Sarah says, remember your journey," or some shit like that. I'm like, fuck. So they're really making out Kyle Reese is gonna be the leader, and Courtney is gonna be the fucking They really wanted him to be the face of the franchise. Good luck with that. Okay. But this movie fucking sucks. I know it went all over the place. That's because this movie is really forgettable. Honestly, I probably had more to say about Terminator Salvation in this movie. And one of the reasons why everyone hates Terminator Salvation, this is not my reason why I hate it, but why I didn't like Terminator Salvation, but everyone says, like, oh, it's PG-13, it's pussified. Well, this movie's PG-13, so it's also pussified, so fuck this movie too. I'll stick to the first one and the second one. And I fucking even watched the third one. I even like that one. It has flaws, I know. It has stupid shit like talk to the hand and the fucking stripper shit. But it had better action in this movie. It was more memorable. I liked the acting better. I liked the characters better. Even though the characters in that movie weren't great, but the villain was better. More memorable. The special effects were better. It had a better pace. And it had a better climax. And a more memorable ending, where you actually see the world end. I still think that's a really great ending to the movie, even though the movie's not great, but that's one of the things that makes the movie worth it for me. It has guts. I thought it had guts at the time to actually go ahead with the Judgment Day at the end. But even this movie still shit from Terminator 3. Like, the whole shit where, like, remember Terminator 3 where the TX gets magnetized to the machine and she's trying to get out. They do the same thing with this movie where they magnetize John Connor Terminator in the hospital, and he's trying to get out, and like, okay, really, you're stealing stuff for Terminator 3 now, the one that everyone hates. But I didn't care for this movie. Terminator Genisys, Jenna bullshit. I still don't get the fucking stupid, the way it's spelled. Whatever. And for the record, you probably noticed that I haven't mentioned the old alternate timelines and that shit, because I don't really care. Like, I got it, they explained it enough, but I just didn't give a shit. So, like, okay, it has a fine, but it wasn't done well. Its story wasn't done well, and I didn't give a shit about the character, so whatever. They really wasted, J.K. Simmons. He did the best he could for what he had. Matt Smith, I know everybody made a big deal about his character. Who is he? Well, he's Skynet in human form, and he's there for 2 minutes. Okay? It's a sequel setup. The Team 1000 was just their fan service. It didn't do much. Wasn't intimidating. Wasn't memorable. Arnold, you're too old. Fucking retire. I'm sorry. If you're not gonna retire, don't play Terminator anymore. Courtney, you suck at acting. Don't fuck up Suicide Squad. Emilia, Clarke, stick with Game of Thrones. You're no Linda Hamilton. And Alan Taylor, good luck. Because you're gonna need it. But I didn't care for this movie. This movie fucking sucks. If you liked it, that's cool. But everyone agrees. First two are the classics. Fine, I agree. But everyone says, okay, this is the best one since T2. I'm sorry, I don't agree. I like T3 better than this. I even take Salvation. Because Salvation had better action. And at least you got Kyle Reese right. And the vision of the future was more close to James Cameron's vision. The only difference was there was no Terminators around in that movie. This movie, you had the war, but everything was fucking clean. Shit. At least the Terminator Salvation future was dirty and gritty. Like a apocalypse would be. But, whatever. I'm done. Do you like Terminator Genisys or no? Comment, like, subscribe if you want to. Thanks for watching. Adios.